Previously on the North Downs Way.
That's the start of the North Downs Ways. You can see why they've put it here, can you? Amazingly beautiful view. I'm sure you're excited about that. I've been wearing my Keep It Green t-shirt inside out since Tuesday and no one said anything. Is it Purgatory or is it Kent? So hard to tell. I think we found it. This is Kit's Coty, I think. It's all clear. Remember the pool code? As they're calling it now. Don't leave anything behind. I can show you on the way out where this wood is. So here's the path. Going up to the main road, I assume. Right, obviously we'll use this. Just past Kit's Coty. You see the sign for Boxley being 2 1/4. Yeah, and that's off this lane, which takes us to the motorway. Thank you, random chalking person. And this one tell you actually going through here. This isn't a motorway, it's actually A229, which is one of those A roads, which is a motorway in all but name. It's almost like a cathedral in here. Modern cathedral. I'm not liking those skies though. Today was supposed to be sunny, cloudy. And by the A229 and a Shell station is the Whitestone. Wow. Another piece of megalithic past, I think. This is going to Boxley Downs. So yeah, Boxley isn't far away at all, and then shortly after that will be Detling, so we'll be right by Maidstone. Then you could definitely camp around here. But I did see these land sheriff rail trap people, and then a warning of CCTV and no off-road biking at the start of this trail, and they say, where are the CCTV? I mean, they're a bit obvious. But anyway, who CCTVs the wood? They don't. They put the signs up and say CCTV, and it's like, where? And how are you powering it? Why is it always have these hills in the morning? Yeah, more to go. Yay. Got my coffee and yeah, sharp climb up the hill. I'll wake you up. As long as it doesn't rain. I'm liking the grumpy weather because it's way cooler than yesterday. The chalk has been marked green. That's really beautiful but mad. Almost like raffia work. Basket work with rocks in. CCTV cameras. Where are they? They're attached to a badger somewhere. A vole holding one up in the corner. Where are you? There weren't anywhere there. So where did you put signs up saying CCTV cameras? Bull crap. Yeah, Boxley Down keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Ugh. It's funny, John used to call them the North Ups because it's more accurate. It's funny to call them, I suppose with every up there's a down, sadly. Boxley Down is just one long climb. As I say, it's not even lunchtime. We left their cast iron cooking pot behind. Oh, and their kettle. What? Okay. Kettle on a tree, anyone? Signs of a fire there. So people have camped out here or had a fire here. Yeah, this is definitely possible, all of this. Apart from the CCTV. Oh, yeah, that climb would have killed me last night. Oh, another one of these. 579 for only 46 to Dover, 34 to Canterbury. Good. Wow. That is a grand oak. Not the oldest, I can't remember what the oldest one is. The wide angle isn't really doing it justice. That is a really... Oh, it's one of the ones that's got a little hidey hole. It probably hid King Charles. All of these always hid King Charles or someone. Lord Lucan or something.
Hello.
Yeah. Mighty Oaks of England. Most of them were turned into ships, sadly. Yeah, look, CCTV in operation. Look. Please do not trespass. See all these CCTV cameras around here attached to the oak trees. Yeah, the squirrels are armed with CCTV, and so are the badgers and the foxes. Bull. Scenery. Yeah, looks like people are so harassed by the CCTV they can build whole fireplaces. So people definitely come in here. I've had a few bicyclists come through here. I haven't managed to spike in it yet. These lovely, sections like this to go away from things. What's going on in this thing? I don't want to flash them up. So down where there are sections you won't really go off into sort of fields in the wilds and very small villages, and there's not much out there for a long distance. Whereas here, plenty of choices, but the difficulty is getting away from the roads. More woods to camp. No seem to get away from near a present hum of some motorway. I know I bang on about roads and safety and crossings, but this is why. This bridge is Jade's crossing, and she was killed with her grandmother trying to cross in 2000. They were the third and fourth people to die crossing this road. They built the A249 probably when it was a lot quieter, but now it's a dual carriageway connecting two motorways in 62, cutting the village of Detling in two. Of course they didn't make any provision for the North Downs Way, Pilgrim's Way, or any of that. 4 people died because of it. Augustine Camino Way is also part of this as well. I don't think you should be doing that. Anyway. Detling to Lenham, 9 miles. I should be able to make that at least. Yeah, I'm not sure if those quad bikes are supposed to go over there. And weirdly, they stopped halfway on the bridge. I don't know why. I don't know they're supposed to go over there. It is a bridleway, but it says horses dismount. But I don't think bridleways generally allow 4-wheel motorised vehicles. There's a lot of dirt bikes and those off-road bikes around here. You hear them in the distance, and you can see the remains of them everywhere, sort of churning up. So, not a fan. They were nice to me. They wished me a nice day. I was like, ugh. Every time I stopped taking a video, they turned up. It's like, ag. This is where it gets complicated because we've got the Pilgrim's Way, the Alberto Camino, and then we've got the North Downs Way, which follows the Alberto Camino a bit, but the Pilgrim's Way was following the same way as the North Downs Way, but it seems to separate here at Detling, I think. You can't just follow blindly Pilgrim's Way or Alberto Camino, because it will separate at some point, so it'll join and separate. That's easily missed, and there's like the dead end road. And then it's down here. I can't remember where the Augustine Camino goes to. I think it's another pilgrimage trail. Yeah, might go to Canterbury. Oh, an offensive fence, much. Don't like this owner. That's probably why they didn't want any notification of. Ouch. Wow. It's hard to get down here. What a yeah, this is the definition of offensive fencing. Hope it's not too overgrown, this section. Especially as they've got brambles and, of course, our favourite nettles. Rather appropriate, I suppose, for the Augustine Camino. Have all these vineyards and the very sort of Italian-esque building behind. Or slightly Italian. Yeah, more vineyards. Had a few of those. Probably because of the weather changing in the UK. We're getting France's wet weather. As the equator gets warmer, all the wetter weather is moving north. So we're getting warmer and wetter. It means the climate is becoming more like North France, basically. It's actually quite cold, which is good. Cold is good. Cold means I can... Hocker's Farm, that's it. Cold means I can move quite quickly. Scenery, that hillside, the chalk downs. Boughton Lees. That's where, or just after there, between Boughton Lees and Boughton Aleph. I always end up ending these walks on really strange names. That is where the loops separate shortly after there. Now that's 18 miles. I don't know if I can make that today. I want to get as close to there as possible today. I can walk late because I'm not planning to camp anywhere, so I don't need to stop and look for campsites. I just need to keep going. I'm going to try and get to there. If not, let's say Lenham, Charing, they've got stations, so I can get back via there. That's a plan, I think. Now the question is whether my shoulders and legs will hold up. A friend of mine has an exhibition of mudlarking. Go and have a look at Mini Lark Loves, I think, on Instagram. So I want to go and see her exhibition and support her. So check it out. I'll hopefully get back tonight. I'll get back there by lunchtime and then maybe go straight there. That'll be fun. Turn up with all my hiking gear. I might have to, but I'm not planning to do that. That's only an emergency. Surprise church, although not really a surprise church. One of Pilgrim's way, I suppose. Pretty old houses. Very grand. I wonder if that was a coach house. Yeah, more lanes. And more cars. And they don't really wait for me to get to a passing place. Because they're idiots. At least that's actually a reasonable sized car. There's quite a few people who have 4x4s and really big cars, which is ridiculous. Scenery. And you've got these tiny little lanes. I mean, understandable for the 4x4 bit, but they're not real 4x4s. They're sort of mock 4x4s. They're just very wide and big, like tanks. Camino has replaced the North Downs way branding. I'm hoping there isn't a mistake in my app, but we are sort of going the right way. I'd be annoyed if I get the completely wrong way, but it's supposed to be North Downs way east through here, but it's worrying. I'm missing North Downs way signs, so I've got nothing telling me for definite that it's this way. So yay, not at least we're off a scary road. It's zigzagging. It's where it takes all the miles. Yeah, I was going the wrong way. It's weird because my map was saying AC and then also North Downs way east. So I'm going an alternate route, but actually it goes up the hills, Detling Hill, then Whitehorse Country Park, and then the remains of Thurnham Castle. So I'm kind of heading back to want to go and see Thurnham Castle. Apparently somewhere there's a path up this field, but I'm not sure. Maybe the sheep will know. Do you know where the footpath is? It's a beautiful view there. But yes, so we're going to have to scale over this. It's annoying. This isn't a national trail, but it's one of the footpaths to it. It looks like they've tried to block it. Made it. I'm not going to redo all of the bits I missed. Because, you know, I saw Thurnham. I kind of came almost the same way, just via the Augustine Camino. I thought it was strange there was no mention of North Downs Way, but oddly Osman lists it as also North Downs Way, which is very wrong. Scenery. I don't know if the Camino is newer. The fact that they've got little stickers on it suggests it is, but it's more difficult, less preserved. This has actually been managed in some way and it's easier. But I'm going to have to go up and down that annoying hill on the way back. I assume there'll be another hill, maybe at Thurnham. Let's go have a look. I want to see this castle. It better be worth it going back. It's just a pile of rubble, I'll be a bit annoyed. Finally got here. Thurnham Castle, or remains of. Oh yeah. Let's just say they're not maintaining the path between here and where I was. Fun. I'm very scratched and stung. I was trying to get here quickly because I wanted to have a look at this and then turn around and head for Lenham or beyond. I wonder if it was civil ward, like Thurnham Castle. Oh, you can see the arch there. You can see how it's defensive position. And I knew it was going to be on a hill. I mean, they're always on hills. You don't get castles and valleys generally. Maybe from the 11th century. Abandoned in the 15th century, so no, it wasn't Civil War. That's apparently the gatehouse. That's a gatehouse. Curtain wall, and up there, where I just come from, I can't really see them. There's some towers apparently, or remains of towers. And it's raining. That's where I would have come through from Detling, except I made a mistake. And when I was saying it's really confusing here, you usually follow the Pilgrim's way. I should have gone that way, not the Camino way. The fun thing would be battling through the brambles and nettles again. Was it worth going back for? Not really. Things I do for you lot. Yeah, I'm blaming you. You in particular. Especially as we now have to do this again. What can I show you this time? Ow. The nettles and brambles. And fell on them. Ouch. What's stinging you? Wow. Scenery. Oh, it is raining again, though only slightly. It keeps coming and going. I'm trying to work out a good pace because, you know, I tried going really fast and my legs were hurting on the uppy downy bits. Slightly concerned stroll is the way I would describe it. Not my usual sort of amble 2 miles an hour. I need to get somewhere fairly quickly. Oh well, yeah, it's really chucking it down. I might put my jacket on. I need to work out which way we're going, because of course it doesn't actually tell you, which is kind of part of the course. The sensitive wildlife area. This wildlife is in touch with its feelings and its mindfulness. And get in touch with your feelings, man. Yeah, shooting wild campers again. Still gonna do limbo though. There's quite a few tree falls as well. Compared to South Downs Way, it's a lot less maintained. A lot of these things maintained by Sustrans, the charity or volunteers, or just volunteers generally, ramblers or whatever. Or the people doing the trimming are very small, as I've said before. Very short. I don't know. Scenery. Wow. Things like this make it worth it. A good walk. Walking to, well, wherever I get today, it's Hollingbourne, Leonard. I don't think it's going to be Charing, but you never know. Even Boughton Lees. But yeah, worth it for things like this. The Kilt's been good. One of the best things about this walk from the Kilt, it really has made a massive difference. Because in this heat, I just can't cope. You know, I probably find I've got lots of ticks when I get back. I usually use my sticks to ahead of me like this. This is a tip. You know, to try and knock down any ticks, because what they do is they hang on the higher grass and you sweep by on them. Wow. Yeah, because the Kilt dries very quickly, raised bottom on the tent, and it's cool. A Hollingbourne 1.5. Yeah, I think apparently there's a pub at Hollingbourne, so I'm going to get some water. I think that amazing field was part of the Hucking estate. Cue joke. Which is Woodland Trust. It's amazing, that viewpoint. But yeah, down this way and down to Hollingbourne. I'm at Hollingbourne, and I heard there was a pub, but unfortunately, yeah, it's not open at the moment. But we actually have this. We actually have a tap and a little shelter and some picnic tables. I actually went down there a little way, and I was just standing outside a house trying to work out how far the pubs are, and it turns out pubs and cafes and train stations about 20 minutes walk that way, and I was like, I didn't want to go that far. I heard a click. They locked the door. It says everything about the neighbours here, but thank goodness they've got this little stop. I can have a rest in the sunshine. I could bail here and go to the station, but I need to check the distance, but I don't think it's too far. I don't know if I can get to Charing in time. I really want to get to Boughton Lees and the why, but I say I'm not sure my feet are up for it. We'll see. Ah, surprise crisps. I thought I had some. That's my last bag. It may sound strange to measure these places by if they say hello to you, you know, when you pass, or, you know, things like that. But I find it's the little things. If someone's standing outside your house looking at their phone, looking puzzled, what do you do? Do you stick your head out the door and say, can I help you, or is there a problem? And then I said, well, I'm looking for water, and they would have gone, oh, it's up here, and everyone would be happy. Or do you lock the door? So I think Hollingbourne is a bit of an amberley. Yeah, heading out of Dodge. I had a bit of a scare. Looked on Google and it told me that I could either go home at 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And I don't know why Google was telling me that, because when I actually got a sniff of signal, not much 4G or any G around here, as I started to walk towards the station, I then found out that there's loads of trains up until 10 o'clock. That gives me 3 hours to get there. I know you get a little fly tipping around here, but this time I've actually seen a car. A car full of airs. Maybe it's an artwork. Yeah, beautiful scenery. How Kent is that? You got the wheat, the poppies and the fields. Something I wasn't really expecting to deal with on this trip is, yep, oh dear, I have to be in the non-waterproof shoes. No, that's not too bad, but it could be a lot worse. This is just what that little bit of rain has done. I assume this is probably from before. It's actually solid under there. It's over 6 miles to Charing, but it's nearly 7 o'clock. And I've done those merry scampers before. And I know trying to do that in 2 hours is rough. I'm going to have to come back down this line anyway, so it may as well be Lenham. I do have the backup of a tent and the food. If I get stranded anywhere, I can just camp up. I'd much rather go home and get some rest and call this a day. It's a day, as my dad used to say. You never know when you need one. Random art, random art, random art. It's a dreaming pilgrim. What's he dreaming of? Probably cuddles in a forest. So this is where I'm stepping out. The battery's 1%. Carrying 4¼ miles. And this is Lenham. And we're heading to the station. My feet hurt. Ugh. But we'll be back. Oh yes, I will be back. Unless I get run over on this road. There's a high possibility. Just have someone just stop in front of me like going, what are you doing? I'm walking down a road because this is where the North Downs Way goes. It's like, it's like a sort of bull standoff. I probably run out of battery, so I hope you enjoyed this. We walked a distance of 14 miles and North Downs Way total of 98.9 miles. And if you like videos like this, like trip videos, please like this video and subscribe. But this trip will continue at some point soon. Do the Canterbury and Dover loop, which sounds like a roller coaster, doesn't it? On screen now for the previous day in the series until the next day is available. I will be going out and recording that at some point soon. So it's not going to take months and months. I hope you're well. I'll speak to you soon.